my name is Juan.
And we are watching our junior varsity team today playing against Texas A&M University. What are your thoughts on this team?
I really like the pick of both sides having Killjoy on Haven. Um, I do like where Florida Tech is going with that Sky. You have the Jet and you have no parking on the Astra. I don't like the Phoenix that much because you already have the utility that Phoenix usually offers with Sky and Astra, and it's kind of a waste of like maybe another initiator or maybe a more engaged duelist like what is the race or maybe a breach. This map breach is really strong. Those
Choose
charges
your
and the
agent.
rolling thunder. That's why we see it on the other team of Tammy Tammy U.
Yeah, I do agree. I love the breach pick here. You can get some nice concusses down, some shocks, some blinds, some really good teaming with the breach, and very exciting to see for sure. Here, Texas A&M standard comp, but who knows? Maybe Florida Tech has cooked up something spicy for us. So yeah, exciting things for sure. I like the Astra pick. It's not seem too common, but when played well, it can really wreak havoc. Maybe we'll see some Phoenix here with this.
Again, breach based on the map. I really believe in that our teams
Placing sentry. Bot coming back. Out of charges.
just wanna like set up a beat and then take
Placing sentry.
Let's see now.
Middle is usually too chaotic just because in the middle there's so many enemy points, there's crowded points, you can follow a lot of like utilities, and usually recommend going into those sites.
Looks like Florida Tech's heavily placed towards the C site here. The Tango team is going. Looks like they're exploring all of B. Gets a lot of aggression in mid position. At the same time, we are seeing very little aggression coming from C. Killjoy diving in. Texas A&M Killjoy diving in. Exploring the whole site. Getting as much information from Killjoy. Let's see.
Thirty seconds left. Spike planted. Target out. Last player standing.
Good concealment.
I know we know a C side from Florida Tech because the players in the Texas side. You can see that they used to get a lot of kills at the same side. Turret out. The crash and they're relatively easy. They're pretty powerful. Crash and then like they don't have the blinds enough and it's just again his blinds are not as
Going
effective
Astro,
as his
guys.
blinds.
Hawk out. Spike planted.
Placing sentry. Ah, turret down.
Last player standing. Flawless.
Right now, for a take, not
Alarm bot out.
Turret out. But again, last
Hawkats. Blinded.
Spike planted. Last player standing. One enemy remaining.
Imagine if I died right now. So funny. Recalling my bot.
more people towards a manages to get like the first pick. So that jet entry with smokes just annihilating basically attack. We don't even like all that utility that they have.
Here.
Concealment! Pulling them in!
My ultimate's ready.
Last player standing.
Recalling my bot.
Spike planted.
Turret out. Imagine if I died right now. So funny. Oh! Oh!
Can I get this?
they destroyed the whole setup from Florida Tech, even though they were like trying to. They had the right idea.
Looks like a lot of pressure's happening here towards the C site this time. They've shown their prowess here, but how with a huge
Spike
push all
down,
the way through mid,
attacker
getting a
spawn.
kill, B-Dog as well. Things are looking up for Florida Tech. Vash though responds in kind. Antidote with a nice trade there. Now down to 4v2 in favor of Florida Tech. And now these players are just getting boxed in. How pushing through with the dog is going to be aware of both players' positions. And Florida Tech can just contain this. Astra Star. Smoke is going to fall soon. Looks like Florida Tech is going to take advantage of the blind. Beautiful blind there. How? Coming in huge, coming in clutch, shutting things down and bringing one on the board for Florida Tech.
How with an amazing play, getting that flank at the beginning, getting that first kill on the spike, which allowed Florida Tech to move around the map. Like they knew where the spike was, they can know and control that side of the map. And we saw with the use of the Astra Stars all around like that spike. Again, the breach got stuck with the KJ and they couldn't do anything. They knew that players from Florida Tech were looking in C long and other players from Florida Tech were like pushing the spike. So very good read by Florida Tech.
Yeah, excellent read. Really huge play there by Howland. Looks like Antidote is going to push up through mid. Vash punishes it. They have seen this play a couple times, but will they be aware of the possibility of how tucked all the way here? Cubby decides to peek. Does manage to win the 1v1, but only down to 30 HP. He's going to try to get out, and he gets punished once again by Vash, who peeks the window. Now, numbers are in favor of Tamu as they're pushing towards the A site this time. Florida Tech is aware. Mike here on site with all his util and attacker killjoy ult is going to be invested here. Zaddy,
planted.
you know, beautiful wall bang onto B-Dog, and that pushes it down to a 2v4. Lockdown finally runs out. Neither player detained. Looks like they just got to run it through. Zaddy playing beautifully off of Vash's contact, and Mike, despite getting a kill, cannot close it out.
This time, Tommy, you had like the right read. They knew that one of the players, or at least two players from Florida Tech, were gonna push that mid, and they managed to get Antidote out with this play that we've been seeing like a couple rounds before, where he gets out of either mid or garage to try to get a fast peek on one of the players from Tommy U, but he hasn't been that successful.
Yeah. And Vash has been doing a phenomenal job punishing. He punished both players that round. Looks like they're going to run it down again. This time the flash is going to come in for Hal. That's going to be huge, but will they be punished by this breach blind? Antidote does manage to tuck into this cubby, so does Hal. Some shots being pushed through. Zaddy, though, comes out on top, and Hal is going to have to fall all the way back to B side. Mike is here for the support. But Tamu decides to just back off and reevaluate the situation. Hal is going to invest the Seekers. Going to catch some players in grass. But looks like Texas is just going towards a defaulty position. They're going to test every single position on the map and try to find where they want to end. 52 seconds. That's plenty of time to play with. Emery even getting a cheeky little lineup in there. And that's going to cause a lot of rotates from Florida Tech. They're going to see that dart and they're going to know there are players here. Lucky for them, Spike is ending towards the site. And Mike is going to be first contact with this turret once again.
30 seconds left.
Does get a beautiful kill onto Emery, and that's going to push all the wins out of the sail. Mike going crazy with another kill onto Swindler. That's going to be Spike. A third for Mike, and Mike is on a roll here. Single-handedly shutting down all the aggression. It looks like Zaddy's going to push with a stun. Try to get as much damage as possible. He will get a kill onto Mike. B-Dog with his knives. Followed behind, but no parking is the one to close it out. And wow, Mike
With that 3K, was it? Or 4K?
3K.
3K. And Mike, knowing how to play a run, he had a right setup for KJ, leaving at least one nade on one of the turret like on top of A. Like even though he was not present, his utility was there for the team. And when Tammy Yu chooses to pick and run for A side, they get spotted. They get spotted by all this utility, and this allows for a tech to gather all this information.
Yeah. This is really a map that's all about information, figuring out who is where, and this beautiful play here by Florida Tech. B-Dog is already tucked here, and Antidote cleared it out with a dart. Looks like the execute is going to come up to the side. Zaddy is going to get a kill onto Antidote, but will he clear this angle? He will not. B-Dog gets a nice, beautiful trade, has dash ready, and he is aware of another player. Stun going to come through. He is going to have to cloud burst to get out there. Luckily for him, none of the players are pushing through, and looks like it's going to go back to another A hit. Tamu deciding they want to run into this Killjoy util. They've seen it before, but only one player is here currently, and that's going to make things so much more useful. Here comes Defender ult. Lockdown is going to push these players off the site. They are going to get the spike down. Vash with a beautiful headshot with his knives. A second kill for Vash. Does get punished by B-Dog. Now down to 2v3. Swindler teleports into heaven, and that's going to push all the Vortec players' attention towards the heaven spot. No parking. Is going to drop a smoke. They were trying to isolate these fights. Looks like B-Dog is just going to stick the spike, not going to be able to get it done. No parking. Does manage to get a kill through the Rolling Thunder, and now down to 1v2. Spike not halved, and there's so little time left. He's just going to have to go for a save. Ult investment, that's gotta hurt here for no parking.
Yeah, this time for a tech, they do manage to get the read on when they're spiking, but they do not manage to get a surrender.
Yeah.
He manages to basically escape the hands of Rotate with his ultimate and just stay in a position where like they just couldn't find him. And I know Parking had the right idea by leaving one of the Astro Star up there, but then he recalls the star and
yeah, even the ult invest, I think it was really well played from Flortec. It was just that teleport took their entire attention. It took their team away from getting that spike in. So at the end of the day, they just ran out of time. Swindler getting first blood as B-Dog holds the C angle with an op. And if you're on the side of TMU here, you're definitely trying to not NC. You do not want to run into that op. A couple of players on B, and this might be where Sammy decides to go. Sadie and Emery making quick work of Flortec players as they peek all these angles, looking for that crucial information. And with Killjoy down, it's a free site here. They're pushed all the way up. They are going to get the spike down here. B-Dog
Spike
in
planted.
the difficult position of trying to retake a site with an operator. Emery as well with a huge lurk going all the way through defender's spawn. B-Dog already forced off the angle with that blind by Swindler, and Emery is here.
One enemy remaining.
Bash punishes the op retake, getting a second kill through the wall, and that is just clinical.
that is a flawless run for Tamiyu. And again, Tamiyu gets a pick on Howl on me really early into the round, and Flortec basically starts crumbling down. And then when Mike dies, all the KJ utility just basically disappears on A side, and they know that KJ is setting up a really heavy on A side.
Yeah.
And they're probably not gonna invest that much on C because they spotted the operator. And with no KJ util, it's really basically a free site.
Yeah, it was a huge read by the Texas team here, figuring out that the Killjoy plays on A and Killjoy is gone. So now it's a free site for them. So beautifully done, playing this macro superbly here, figuring out all the correct sites to play, and that's how you play Haven here.
That is how you play Haven. You gather as much information as you can, and then like play around all the information that you have. And Florida Tech is not playing with that information. They know
Yeah.
that some players are gonna push through mid, and they keep sending people in there. We always see how, we always see Antidote, and they keep falling.
Yeah, we've seen some success with it though.
We've seen some success.
Placing
Yeah.
sentry.
But the punishes have been huge by some. I think there have been some key players here from Texas side. Vash in particular has been doing phenomenal at getting all these trades and punishes. Now,
Hawk out.
how? Decides to go back towards mid. This time just a sheriff. Is already forced off angle into cubby. B-Dog is also in a close angle with a Bucky, but how is gonna fall? Mike trying to jump peek, but he's alone here on site. Vash ain't killing. Vash is just going on a tear.
One enemy remaining.
Fourth kill for Vash. Will he make it an ace? Plant is gonna come down, and there's just one player left as they go hunting. B-Dog tries to get killed. Does get a kill with the Bucky. Now he's gonna play towards window, but they are hunting. Vash is hungry. Vash wants an ace.
But she does want that ace, and like they're gonna give him the ace. I don't think so. B-Dog.
B-Dog does get a kill with the classic. It looks like Vash is just gonna run in, and here goes the ace.
He does get the ace, and now the B-Dog almost runs away with the death to the spike,
Yeah.
which allows him to not give that ult or to one of the players at Tamiyu.
But they
at
did a
the
good
end of the
job
day-
hunting it down.
They did a really good job hunting him down.
And yeah, that was just unfortunate round. Flortech did not have much economy to play with. And so yeah, just kind of got steamrolled by the better guns.
They got steamrolled by the Gregan, and again we saw how trying to get that first pick, which in a pistol round, in a very eco round, you do want to try to get that because
Ooh, the huge punish there by Vash as well as Swindler. Looks like Flortech had a play there. They had an idea. They wanted to pop Phoenix ult probably, but it just got instantly punished by this fast aggression. Vash is hungry for more as he gets a triple kill off the bat. Mike
Planted.
punishing the aggression. A little bit of overheating. No parking.
Swarm grenade
Nice
out.
little angle there. Pushing numbers down to a 2v3. Still heavily in favor as Zaddy gets a blind kill through that smoke and leaves no parking alone. No parking against 3 players. He's been in this situation before, but this time there's a stun, there's a molly, there's so much coming through, and this is just, it feels so unwinnable in this situation. No parking falls to Merlin.
And again, we saw a very early
Last
push
round
from
before the
Howl and
switch.
Antidote trying to get a peek, maybe trying to get the rotation and the lurk. But
I will say, I like the idea.
it's a really good idea, but the problem is that Tamiyu had the read on
Yeah.
which side they were gonna come out. You know, if Tamiyu would have pushed for a C plan, maybe a C, maybe a B or C push, and then Florida Tech gets out from A, it would have been an amazing idea.
Yeah, completely different situation there, but that's not what happened. It looks like Hal gonna push the last extremity available, which is C. Emery getting both the kill on Hal and turning down the ult and even getting the kill onto Antidote. And that's just brutal. The rest of this team here, though, pushing all onto A. They're gonna shut down no parking and B-Dog, the last bastions of Flortech on this side, and it just leaves Mike. Mike, unfortunate damage through the smoke, and this is a 1v5.
Spike
If he can
planted.
make it here, it'd be ludicrous. Here comes Emery. And yeah, there's so much fire from all angles. And we end the half 2-10 in favor of
Switching
Tammy.
sides.
10 in favor to Tamiyu, and now it's their time to defense.
Yeah. This team comp from Flortech will definitely benefit from being on attack with double duelists.
Absolutely, double duelist plus the initiator and Astra's utility, which is beautiful in this map.
But,
And
yeah.
again, the Killjoy for the pause plants, they have a very good, very good attacker setup.
unfortunately for them, we've seen that Tamu here has been so good at catching the reads, and if you're rooting for them, you're hoping that they can keep this up, figure out which sides Flortech is going to be pushing, and abuse that. But here, going to a pistol round. Looks like
at
C
that
is kind of
KJ
free.
turret.
Yeah, the turret. That turret is so strong, you can't break it from Garage, but here it goes. Gets broken. This is a correct decision by Flortech. There isn't much here. Unfortunate little block there as Antidote pushes onto site. But Spike already coming down. The plant coming in.
Calling my bot.
Mike is going to be first contact here in Garage. The rest of Texas is regrouping. Will they be aware of the player here? They are aware. Swindler shutting down Mike's position. No parking. Also making some space towards Garage. A huge punish by Howe is going to bring things back to 4v4. Blinder come through.
Not ready yet.
A little greedy pick for a gun there, but it works out. Here comes Dog.
One enemy remaining.
B-Dog playing off of no parking contact phenomenally, and B-Dog is going to hold sight down for Flortech. They get the first pistol round on the map.
Beautiful execution by Flortech. They managed to identify that the C side was really weakly defended by only by that turret getting the information, and then they just managed to push, plan, and go. They were playing for the retake. They knew that if they had a vision on the spike, they were gonna be able to just go back, and they just played this game of bouncing. You hear any sound cues, you go, you push with your team, you get your kill, you back down, and they keep doing that, keep doing that. Get the pigs until it's only one last remaining against 3.
Yeah, they definitely did an excellent job that round, just juggling between angles. Here, Vash does manage to dodge the Dog. Flortech made so much noise here, got so much util down. It looks like they're just gonna back off. They wanna push back towards another site after the rotations have come through. This is a huge read by Flortech. A step though is going to be hurt towards B. Merlin, first contact, gets some decent damage, but can't get much done with just a classic. Here comes the execute. B-Dog all the way on top of the side. Merlin though with the classic does get the kill. Swindler with the shorty as well. How though? Going to get a nice spam through a smoke. It's down to 3v4. Number advantage. The spike it tries to get planted by no parking. He gets punished massively. How?
Player standing.
Last player as he gets spammed through a nice kill through the smoke, but 73 HP. And here comes a push. Is he aware? He is aware, but Swindler thrifties the round for them.
They managed to get the 3 They managed to get a couple rifles from the hands of the Flortech people, and Flortech had a good read. They managed to know what side was one of the least defended sides, being B side, and then they managed to push, but again, they look very uncoordinated. When they were planting, like a couple people pushed like towards the B sides, but then they got the pig with like the shorty and the classic. It's devastating.
It's gotta hurt here. So much going in their way, but it just all fell apart at the end. Looks like they're going for a really fast execute here onto C-side. B-Dog gonna dash into that smoke. Mike getting first blood with a Vandal. They still have to get one player. The Bucky is gonna do the job. Guns are being upgraded, but the rotates are coming in from Tamu. It's a 5v3. Couple of guns are now in the hands of Flortech players. Looks like they're gonna leave B-Dog alone here on site. Sova Drone is gonna come in from Garage. Is gonna spot those players. A nice shot by no parking, but it is gonna be punished by Vash. Swindler on the other end as well. And now they have sight. 3v2. The util. Still not entirely used by foot attack. A huge whiff by How! He does manage to get the kill. The spike is tapped. Mike getting a spam through. Mike clutching it back up for Flortech, but that was shaky.
That was very, very shaky by How. Doesn't manage to get the kill with into the chair, and gets basically traded at the end. And Flortech again investing so much and getting so little, and now we're gonna see like some guns in the hands of Flortech and almost no guns in the hands of Tamiyu. So this should be a relatively easy round for Florentec.
You say that, but we've seen so many swings this game. This is really anyone's round. It looks like Florentec, they saw success last time through Garage. They're going to go back through Garage this time as well. Dog is going to chase all the way through. Antidote pushing out the side with his blind. He does spot Merlin, but Merlin backing off with just a Sheriff. B-Dog trying to get spammed to the smoke. Doesn't manage to get much to happen. Spike is planted.
I've got your trail.
Looks like Seekers are invested. They are going to catch Swindler with a sliver of HP in Garage. Antidote. Pushed off the angle by this drone, and here comes the flood. A huge flash from Antidote, but the wall is going to shut it down. Live trades coming through left, right, and center. It's down to a 3v2, 2v2. Vash getting a huge kill with the Sheriff. How? A nice blind, and it's Merlin against How, and How comes out on top, and that was just
How
pure
shutting
chaos.
us down. How shutting us down with those plays, getting those beautiful flashes, giving all the information, plus allowing Florentec to push like even farther. And then again, this execution really fast, really calculated. Florentec knew that Tommy, you didn't have like enough economy to like buy guns, so they got into side very easy. A little bit shaky in the post plan plays with Tommy, you taking a couple guns off the hands of Florentec. But other than that,
Yeah, definitely a good round for Florentec here. Antidote popping his ult, does manage to get a kill. Oh, sorry, doesn't pop the ult. That was just blind. Mike! Speaking of blind, getting a beautiful blind kill through the doors. The knives on both sides. B-Dog is on top with his knives. Goes on top of this box. And now the post plant coming in for Florentec. Mike on a beautiful lurk, but could get counter lurked. Looks like that's not happening. He does hear footsteps.
One enemy remaining.
Decides who needs trigger discipline. We can just kill them.
Grenade out.
Yeah, there we go. Triple kill for Mike this round.
beautiful triple kill for Mike, lurking and getting lurked.
Everyone makes fun of German.
Oh, I was sweating. There was a chance there that Emery
Things you use on
rotated through B and could have been a massive punish, but Mike
Absolutely, Mike
made it
taking the
happen.
risk and managing. As you said, I would have preferred
money.
more
Need
trigger
something?
discipline. You know, waiting for like get all the information. But at the end of the day, Mike does it and gets the creepy.
Let's
Yeah.
turn this around, squad.
looks like last round they made a lot of presence known in Garage, only to switch off towards the A side. Looks like they're committing. And here's the ult that I was rambling around last time. Antidote getting a nice kill with his ult. Swindler though, little short count. This is some big information. Howl is alone on site
Spike
with
down,
Spike, and
C.
that's devastating. Defender ult. The lockdown is going to push these Florentec players off, and Spike is down. They can't do much without this Spike. They're going to have to recommit. They have to re-push together as a team to get the Spike back. Otherwise, nothing's going to happen. A shot through the door. Emery. Check him, PC. That was a beautiful little wall bit.
Last player standing.
Vash as well, leaving no parking alone. 1v4. Make that a 1v3. He does see the Spike. He has some smokes to play with, but Vash is on such a cheeky angle and no parking. He's not ready for it.
Howl runs into side with the spike, and
Match point.
sadly he loses it. He doesn't manage to spawn Sadi inside that small cubby in C, and before it takes attack plan just starts falling down because they start to get desperate. They try to find where's the spike, because it is in basically enemy territory, so you cannot get in that fast, so you have to plan how to get it.
Yeah.
But you know that everybody's gonna be looking at that spike. Every angle is gonna be covered.
Yeah, real devastating there to get that Spike secluded, but Tam, you did a great job of just holding the fort there. Here comes B-Dog, but Merlin shutting it down. He's gonna keep Zaddy on the angle. Here comes the blind through the box. Hunter's Fury is gonna be popped from defense side.
Last player standing.
How getting a little
down,
frisky
C.
on the angle, but it leaves no parking alone.
1v3, sliver of health and Vash
Defenders
shutting it
win.
down. First
that
map goes
supposed
to
to be a fight?
Texas.
We saw two different Flora takes. The Flora taking attack and Flora take on defense. I think Flora take on attack were having more control over their actions, more control over their plays. We saw a defense that was very shaky at the beginning. They tried to get like stronger at the end, and they were managing to get some peaks, getting to a more equal ground with Texas A&M. But like at the end of the day, Texas with some amazing plays doing basically destroying Florida Tech.
Yeah, really good job controlling the map, and we'll see if they'll be able to control it on next map. In the meanwhile, we're gonna take a little break, and we'll see y'all in a few.
And
Welcome back.
this time,
Our verse.
Yeah, and this time we're gonna be on Ascent again. We see this high presence of KJ in Ascent. We are gonna see again the Jet, really strong duelist, even after the nerves. This time, I like the initiator that Tammy Yu is taking. Sova can deal so much damage in this map, especially because of all the lineups that you can have.
Yeah.
But I also like Mike in the KO. The KO also brings a lot of information both in attack and defense. The small difference is that Sova is usually more precise in the spottings. KO give you more like a general idea of who's there.
Yeah. And KO shuts down your util as well, which is
Exactly.
very strong.
Which is very strong, especially when you're playing against a KJ.
Are we gonna talk about it? The Reyna. There's a Reyna here. We don't see Reyna.
We don't see much of Reyna because her utility is usually very selfish.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's selfish.
Very selfish. She doesn't bring that much to the table in terms of like utility for the team. She does have the overheal. She does have her ult that gives her like a bunch of extra stats. But other than that, Reyna is a very
Scanning ahead.
selfish that we don't see much in like a competitive play. But again, some players do like her. We do see it from time to time.
Yeah, playing through those Astral Smokes might be the play with that blind, but here we go, off the rip. Full attack, pushed all the way up market, all the way mid, a kill coming through, but kill getting traded as well. Swindler pushing it over towards Tamu's side, getting a kill all to B-Dog. And now, No Parking is kind of stuck alone with Spike. Luckily he's got a smoke to back off. And looks like they're heading back towards A. Are they gonna commit here to this A site? Looks like they are. Mike.
There's no one there, no utility, no nothing. KG cannot put anything on A right now. 'Cause
Oh. How might get punished here? He does by Vash. What an interesting spot to hold. Playing a beautiful crossfire.
Player
Mike
standing.
decides to get crazy with it, pushing right through the smoke, and it leaves No Parking alone in a 4v1. Spike is gonna go down. This could give some good money to Florida Tech next round. But in the meantime, No Parking. He's gonna hear a million footsteps, Evan, and decides to play dice. Turret is gonna be placed Heaven now. Here comes the flood. Does manage to get a kill, but a second for his troubles, but not enough against the onslaught of players.
not enough. But at the same time, Florida Tech at the beginning had a good read, get the first pick, the first skill on this map, and then they don't manage to get over the util that Tammy you had on B side.
Yeah.
That KJ turret slows the push so much, and we did not see a KO knife to try to get the utility out of basically out of the hands of Tammy you.
Yeah, and Swindler as well really took the wind out of their sails as they pushed onto B side and just got punished and losing some key players, and it just took all the momentum out. Now, Fleur Tech is just playing with some classics, free gun, try to get as much damage as possible on an economy round. Everyone playing very quietly. Fleur Tech probably hoping to get some players to push them. Maybe get a couple of cheeky kills. But looks like Tamu is not falling for it. They're just playing slow. They've got this util holding the rest of the map. And they're just playing back. Good old Mexican standoff
Good
here
old
happening.
Mexican standoff. The Tammy you knows if the bomb doesn't go down, they win the round.
Yeah.
So they just play like on their side, on their spot, cool down. They know that if it's on B, all the cage utility is gonna spot them out. If the sound cues also help them a lot.
Yeah.
And right now, because they make noise in A, it looked like they were gonna just full push to try to get like.
Yeah, the rotate has not come through yet. They're not
30
sure if this is
seconds
just
left.
one player or the entire team grabbing the orb. Looks like they're gearing up for the execute. Here it comes. Bot coming through. Dash. bunch of smokes as well, but Vash is an anchor on the ship, holding down the forking. 3 kills, pushing a crazy little push there. Mike getting the best of him, but 9 seconds to play. How trying to get crazy, got pushing through heaven, but there's only 3. There's 3 players holding it. Now just Mike. No time. Does get a Spectre, but that's not going to be much.
I don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's enough. Like, again, if you get the Spectre, if you survive as the losing team, you get so little money.
Yeah, you
get
see that
so
here.
little money, and again, you can see that here. We get that. We see him, Mike, with like barely enough money for next round. Not a rifle.
Yep.
Just remember, the Spectre is not a rifle.
But this is the round that Flowtech has a decent gun advantage this time in the face of TAMU. Looks like they're going to push towards the B site. Still 3 players here on the B site for defense, and that's going to be really difficult push through some blinds coming through. Flashes B-Dog, a beautiful kill through the smoke, runs into a molly, gets some chip damage, but not the worst position to be in. Merlin getting a double kill. That's going to be massive and evening down the numbers. It is a 3v3. How, though, is pushed so far up into their spawn. Is he going to get a timing? Does get a kill. Decides to back straight off. He does not want anything else to do with this. Breaks the window. Vash is here with a beautiful shot with the Sheriff, narrowing it down to 2v2. Last 2 players are on site. It's no parking. An antidote.
Both teams with rifles.
Yeah. Here comes Molly and Vash, pushing both lanes at the same time. The dart
Last player standing.
is going to help Vash get a kill, and a sliver of help on Vash as he closes it out.
The headshot. The 140 headshot.
The 140
The
headshot is so
140 headshot.
dreaded.
The 140 headshot and body shot. That's... They left Bash with a sliver of health. And right now in Florida Tech, we see like some rifles full buy, half buys, and no parking with no money.
Yeah. And you can't argue Vash is a demon here. 7-1. He is just getting massive amounts of
We
value.
saw the same thing last map when we saw like how many kills he had.
It's definitely some good stuff here by TAMU. And they're playing this map to its strengths. It's super difficult map to play on the attack side. Defense is kind of a walk in the park compared to it.
Just remember this week's premiere map.
This is this week's premiere, so take notes. Here comes Florida Tech pushing up mid. They do get stunned and slowed down a bit. They're not committing.
He's a little bit pushed into A.
Oh, he is.
Into side.
A little is an understatement. He is all the way up in A. How getting a kill as well. This is going to be big for Florida Tech. They now have basically a free site. They just need to get Spike in. But the rotates are coming fast. Swindler already here. Some decent damage, but nothing to write home about.
Spike planted.
Spike finally gets planted. And it's on to 3v4 retake. Sorry, 3v5. Mike playing a nice angle, gonna punish Swindler. Merlin gonna
Dealing
get the
a lot of
trade.
damage on Merlin.
Yeah.
Leaving him like less than half HP.
But here comes Hal. Hal with the huge timing.
One enemy remaining.
And he manages to close it out, parking as well. And
Beautiful
that
round
was
for the side
beautiful,
of
yeah.
Florida Tech. Beautiful round for the side of Florida Tech, managing to know their strength and their weakness, knowing when to push, and we saw Antidote getting that first kill on Bash. If you take Bash, you basically have a free side in this situation.
Raid boss secured.
Absolutely, you get the kill on Bash, and look at that. Bash right now has ult, so Florida Tech has to know that he's gonna like try to get like a kill and maybe gun like on A.
Yeah, he can definitely get some plays here with the knives. A nice play here. Looks like he's going to back up into Wine. Turret is going to be taken care of by his friend. Molly, though, with the Ares. I know you love this guy, and he's getting a nice wall bang here on these paper-thin walls.
And this is why you bring Sova to Ascent.
It
You
is.
get the 3-pen gun with like Sova darts, and it's
strong.
magic basically.
Bash gonna peek the angle, but how punishing it? Looks like Tamu's gonna have to back off of this site.
You should run.
Footek is not committing. They're gonna go for the lockdown. Mike is gonna get caught in mid. Off of the line bot. No parking, also making some space, and looks like they're rotating back towards B. This is a fake! A massive fake with that lockdown. But it's not fast enough. Here come the rest of the Tamu players, and Killjoy is up. The turret is catching them off. Merlin getting a huge kill onto Howaz, trying to get onto site, and now things slow to a crawl as Fortek is stuck trying to get onto site. They do manage to get there. Mike is gonna pop his ultimate, slow things down for the defense side, helping his team get the spike down. Molly tries to get some decent damage, doesn't manage to get a kill though. Still a 3v3. Flash coming
He
in.
blinded himself.
Yeah, but
I
they are
might-
stuck.
They are stuck.
Antidote with a kill, and a beautiful play there by Antidote and Mike playing
Beautiful
so
double
well.
peek. Beautiful double peek. Knowing that Tamiyu had information that Mike was in market, Antidote manages to peek and basically get 2 kills on that Antidote information.
And this lockdown play, we've seen it before in other Florida Tech games. They love playing this one. The little bait and switch, drop
They
the
do
lockdown,
love it.
call the rotates. It's always a pleasure to watch.
And we saw a little bit of a strategy from the side of Tamiyu. When the lockdown was placed, Sari did not move, even though he knew he was gonna get locked down. He didn't move. So in that way, Tech thought that players were waiting to bounce back into sight.
Yeah, some beautiful back and forth here on the strategic map. But Vash is in such a cheeky little angle. Mid does get a kill onto B-Dog. Mike though, getting a trade. Bringing down to 4v4, and sight is already being executed here. Swindler getting a kill through the smoke. You hate to be on the receiving end of this. Here comes Reyna's ultimate in heaven. The Empress mode is going to be so strong, but Zati says no and just shuts it down. Defender lockdown gave them a lot of space, but a little gap in the smoke is going to allow Mike to get the kill, and down to 3v2. But both Foot Tech players are kind of stuck here.
Last player
A
standing.
nice peek by No Parking to get a kill, but
One enemy
Merlin
remaining.
spawning in kind, and now it's a 1v1. Mike gets punished for time. It's so close, and it is going towards the side of the defense.
Beautiful play by both sides, and the KJ lockdown by Merlin, like allowing basically Tamiyu like some time to breathe, and like they manages to push out the players from Florida Tech, and they managed to get in recover side, and that Omen smoke blocking all that information. It's very good, but like Florida Tech had a relatively good post-plan strategy, and in the execution was a little bit like desperate at the end. We saw the KO peaking too much.
Yeah, not much you can do there. And looks like for Tech, after failing to take A, it looks like they're going towards the B site. Molly here is going to try to get something happening with his air. He does get a kill, and that is just brutal. Merlin is mowing them down through the smoke. That dart, I thought it was too late, but it looks like it was absolutely perfect timing to get so much information, and now Vortex numbers have just been cut down to a 5v2. two players. They do have A site, and Hal has to play in a really aggressive position to try to get something happening, but Sati won't let it happen. It's just no parking against the world.
Can't use that yet.
Spike is down. He has an ult to play with. Probably not going to invest it though. It's so difficult. There's so many angles. Does drop a concuss. First kill. And yeah, there's just too much to deal with. A swindler.
At that point, it's very, very hard to get the clutch. It's basically almost impossible. You are backed against the wall, like being pushed from like 4 different sides. Manages to get a bash out of the equation, but the breaching charge manages to stun them and like deal so much damage. Like being breached is horrible. Like you lose all mobility, you lose basically all your aim. It's basically a miracle that he got bash.
Yeah. I will say though, the economies have been really, really sketchy on both sides. We've seen some Aries. This time we're seeing a full save round from Florida Tech. But it's been all over the place. Really entertaining for sure. And a huge aggressive play by Vash, pushing all the way through mid. That's so much information. They know Florida Tech is here on A site. They can't be anywhere else. Off the rip, Swindler gonna go for the blind. Does catch some Florida Tech players off, but they're already onto site. This Molly is gonna be huge. Gonna push him off the angle, but Vash is already in their spawn. Here comes Hunter's Fury. Will he catch any players? He doesn't, but Vash is just tearing them apart from the back. Here comes Zaddy, Heaven.
Last player standing.
And it's just Antidote with the dream, and he can't make it happen.
Bash and Merlin with that flank, but at the beginning, just Bash basically destroying over mid, just rushing in, like gathering, as you said, all the information that they had, and doing so much damage, getting 2 kills in the post plan, the beginning of the post plan, and then just basically taking control of the round. And we are gonna see a timeout from Florida Tech. Maybe they wanna take all this momentum out of the hands of Tamiyu. Maybe like re-strategize a bit and like try to get like a new way of push or like a new setup, but like they have to do something. They have the tools. They have really good agents right now. We've seen rounds where Florida Tech shows up and like makes us see, oh yeah, this is how Florida Tech should play.
Yeah.
You know?
They definitely have a lot of potential here, but can we take a moment to appreciate that play by Vash? That was so well executed. He knew that they were on a light round. They couldn't buy a lot of guns, meaning it's unlikely that they're going to push mid. So he takes the space mid, and he peeks B, and he sees there's nobody there. That gives... red alarms are going through their minds, and they know it can't be mid, can't be B, it has to be A. So that play, one play alone by Vash, gives so much. Just the round is in their hands now.
The round is in their hands, basically. And as you said, Vash did so much damage. Like, just by gathering information. That's the only thing he had to know. He knew, he made the assumption, as you said, that because Florida Tech did not have enough economy, they were not gonna go through mid. That way,
Here.
he was basically free to do whatever he wanted.
Yep. Looks like Florida Tech. It's gonna go for another fast play through A. They're pushing out with some blinds. Antidote's first in contact, B-Dog as well. Some shots are being put in, but the rotates are already through. Mike, first blood. Swindler almost manages to catch. No parking off guard. No parking, delaying the plant a bit. But it finally goes down. And now it's going to be an all-out brawl. All players here. Cosmic Divide is massive. Howl with a beautiful little peek there. Antidote as well. And wow, this Cosmic Divide has done so much work on it already. B-Dog in a cheeky little spot on top of a generator as well. This is already over. What can they do? 2 players against 5? Here comes the Cosmic Divide. It's fallen. It's good giving them a chance, but there's a smoke to play with. Molly, though, Molly and Merlin, they're making magic happen.
Last player standing.
No parking. It's gonna hold things down. 21 HP. Molly doesn't have time, and Howl Wow, that could have gone so south so fast.
From what was a 4v2,
Yeah.
a 5v2, it turned into a 2v2 in like a fraction of a second.
Yeah.
As soon Astro's Cosmic Divide went down, they knew when to push, and they just rushed in. Molly went in, and I think Merlin went in, and they basically got one kill after the other, and then deal so much damage to the economy of Florida Tech. Let's remember, it was a full buy for Florida Tech.
Yeah, that was insane plays there. Just individual skill. And speaking of skill, we have Molly here with an Odin. Playing backside, he could have gotten a huge amount of damage. Unfortunately, could not get it to happen. Antidote is pushing onto site here with B-Dog. Molly is the last line of defense. He gets a nice kill, a double. But players are falling left, right, and center. Mike did use his ultimate, has fallen. The res is trying to go through. Swindler trying to get a peek onto Hal during the res, but to no avail. And
No Parking manages to res Mike, and that's again a gun in the hands of Florida Tech, which is really good. And
You
we
blink?
saw a completely different push.
yeah, you blink and it's over.
Blink and it's over. We saw a full push from Florida Tech. They didn't even manage to get Molly. Didn't even manage to get the tracking dart. He didn't got enough information to start like basically blasting through the wall, and by the moment that he had, it was already too late. They were already pushed in, and Florida Tech, absolutely amazing run.
Yeah, I love this switch up in momentum by Florida Tech. They're playing fast. They're playing furiously. It is working out really well. And this time, there's no presence mid. They're gonna push all the way through mid. But Swindler here with the judge in a smoke. This is scary.
Very scary, especially the Omen.
Zati getting a double kill, shining off the entire lurk through mid. Swindler has not been seen.
One
He
enemy
is a
remaining.
menace, pushing all the way up with the
Spike down
judge.
A.
And all the players have fallen. It's just Hal. Hal can't make things happen, and Vash closes it out. Wow. I
And again,
loved.
Last
I
round
love
in the
that
half.
that attempt for a take job, just like
Yeah.
trying to get as little information as possible, but like push, knowing that some people were on mid, some people were on B, because they saw the tracking dart, the Soba's dart on B entrance, so they knew that he had to be there. And KJ usually is setting up on B, so they assumed that, and then they made the other assumption that someone was mid. So basically, A side was relatively free, but they didn't realize that like they were protecting B with all their might.
Yeah, they weren't ready for Zati holding mid. I think it was a beautiful read, but just didn't work out. Here we go. Flortech correctly making the read that there's no one mid once again. And they're already through.
Spike
Swindler
down
though.
mid.
First blood. Antidote is going to get taken down as well by Vash. Oh, and this has gotta hurt. Swindler is just making mincemeat out of them as the Hunter's Fury comes through, and it's just B-Dog. B-Dog made so much space mid, but the team could not follow through that Hunter's Fury. They're not gonna be
really
aware.
funny. B-Dog got the plant.
Yeah, he can get
got the
just
spike.
get Spike here.
Flawless.
Oh, he does try to go for a kill, but Swindler is aware.
Switching sides.
And that was the first half.
That was the first
8-4.
half. And now let's see Florida Tech's defense, because they do have a really nice defense. They have like they have that KJ setup that we saw already in the hands of Tamiyu, and they have the KO, which can gain a lot of control in whichever side he is positioned. The only problem that Florida Tech has is the lack of utility from the Reyna.
Yeah.
Again, Reyna, very selfish character. All the utility is for her, around her, and on defense, it's really hard to manage her utility,
Yeah.
especially because of her blinds are basically like very destructible.
Yeah. That's for sure. It's going to be an uphill battle with this Reyna composition, but they've shown in the past that attack is somewhere where they tend to shine.
Here.
Sorry, defense. But speaking of defense, B-Dog getting first kill on defense. Vash following suit. And Molly shutting down the lurk. And it's just going to be an all-out brawl here on site. Some shots being traded back and forth, and somehow it's Florida Tech. It's down to 1v1 Molly. One bullet in the... Oh, and here it comes. The shock dart from Molly is going to clutch the round. And yeah, shock darts are strong.
Shock darts are strong, and it looked at the beginning that Fred they had control over the round. We got like a bunch of peaks on A side and on 3, but then the structure of their plays start falling down as the rounds goes over, and then like we saw the Reina trying to get like something with her blind, but again, the overheal and all that utility is very only for her.
Yeah, now Florida Tech doesn't have any guns to play with, so they're gonna do a full stack almost on the B side, and it's actually the correct call. Here comes the entire force of Tamu, pushing all the way through. Will they be ready for it? Vash is going to get traded out by Antidote. A classic brawl here happening. Zati, though, pushes right at the perfect timing. Is going to get a triple kill. And it just leaves Hao. Molly is going to get the plant down. And Hao's just playing deathmatch at this point. Can't get much done. They had the call. They had
a really good read, knowing which side Tamiyu was gonna push. But at the end of the day, Bash, the only thing that we can say, Bash taking the team on his shoulders, like basically doing so much damage, getting those kills, and the gun disadvantage that they had. It was basically classic against Spectres. Very, very hard for Florida Tech to get anything. But right now, we see that in the defense, Florida Tech has like full buy. It's their time to like gain a small advantage, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, Tamu, we've talked about Vash, but I think Zati's also doing a phenomenal job following suit. He is there when Vash isn't, and is able to just close things out. Not sure if they're going to be able to get something happening here with such low buy, but you never know in Valorant. Cause still anyone's round. Looks like they're going all the way through to B. Hao gets a nice timing onto Vash, shutting down the aggression. But looks like Tamu's already on site. Zati shutting down Hao. They are going to get the plant down, and now the rotates coming through from the side of Flintech. Looks like they're pushing through market. Merlin is going to punish the Logs push. B-Dog going to get the kill as well, but Molly is in the backlines being a nuisance. Here comes a scan.
One enemy remaining.
A beautiful wallbang by Molly. And this is just a 1v1 happening. No parking is being hit left, right, and center. Nothing you can do there.
Nothing he could do at the end.
Yeah, that was just so well positioned.
What a wild round from Tamiyu. Another B maximum push. They know that for some reason Florida Tech is sending some of the utility into A side, knowing that Tamiyu is preferring to push this B side, and Tamiyu play so well around this, keeping one player, keeping the Sova, keeping Molly in that small cubby, hitting in B. Getting that big, and then Molly doing so much damage after he manages to just get back.
Yeah, but another economy round here, and wow, it's already done. Vash and Merlin making quick work of the Florida Tech players who don't have guns to play with here. And it's just a free site. It's up to no parking, 52 HP, and flawless round by Tamu is going to lead them to match point.
Match point from Tamiyu, and we've seen such a well-structured attack and such a well-structured defense from Tamiyu. It's very hard for Florida Tech players to play around them, because just Tamiyu know how basically they
there.
know how Florida thinks before they even think it. It's,
Yeah, they're doing an excellent
they're
job
doing
reading
an
them.
excellent job reading them. That's Soba doing an amazing job getting all that information. And I think the KO knife, which should be coming up, is not doing enough damage.
Here comes a play though by Flotech. They're gonna push all the way up to towers. A beautiful little coordinated play there, getting first blood for Antidote. But Tammy's already on site. Vash is already doing work, and they're already gonna get the plant down. B-Dog tries to get the kill onto Zati through the door. A lot of damage, but the kill does not come through. Here comes the Empress by Antidote. He has picked up another kill. Vash in this angle, and the timing is so good. Antidote here to punish. 2v3.
Player standing.
Mike putting a kill, and Antidote keeping Flotech in this game.
Keeping Florida take alive with that Reina ult. The Empress doing so much damage, getting that overkill over and over again, plus like the invisibility.
Turn out.
Really well
Alarm
from him.
out.
Again, very
Placing
selfish
swamp
utility that Reina has, but at the end of the day, it manages to do so much damage, which is what you want when you
Yeah.
pick Reina.
I mean, in this game, you can have as much strategy as you want, but you get shot, you die. That's just how it goes.
Absolutely.
Here we go, another round. Flotech has to win to stay in this. Swindler's gonna make it hard as he gets first blood. A lot of presence mid here. How is gonna even things out, but Lockdown is gonna be invested on the attack side. Mike getting a nice kill, or trade coming through though,
Bomb grenade out.
and it's down to a 3v3. How gonna be pushed off this angle with the aftershock. And now the players are regrouping.
Taking that back.
They're gonna go for a retake, but they're gonna have to be aware of Molly's position. He keeps playing there. Antidote putting in work,
Last player
but
standing.
Zadi is putting in more work as he shuts it down. It's down to a 2v1, and Zadi
Attackers win.
closes it out.
It's over. We just
2-0 in favor of Texas A&M International University.
Yeah, and we saw amazing plays for both teams. We saw so much potential for the side of Florida Tech when some of the rounds being so much behind, they managed to get so much. And absolutely, Florida Tech doing a good job, but like telling
Yeah.
you basically with all the reads, with all this info, with all these setups. Like we saw the Soba, the use of the Soba dart to basically get all the information and then like use the areas to like destroy the Florida Tech push.
Yeah, we saw a lot of prowess there by Tamu, doing a good job controlling the map, and Flotech showed a lot of promise, but couldn't make it work. That's going to be GG's for both teams.
GG's. And come back on Thursday, October 5th for our varsity VALORANT team playing against Florida Gulf Coast University for the NECC Eve Week 3.
Yeah, hope to see you there.
Hope
Have
to
a
see
good
you
one.
there. Have a good one.